Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mir. I have been asked to make another video, or actually, I've been encouraged, I should say, to keep on making videos. It really is true that a lot of times, God will put something on our hearts, and we don't know who these messages could be for. A lot of times, because we don't have views, we automatically think, well, there's no point in me doing this because no one is listening. And that's far from the truth. The truth is that someone is listening. It's just that, maybe they may not be ready to act upon what they know, that they need to do. All it really takes is just for one person to get a hold of the message, and then they turn around and then they share it with, whether it's their daughter or it could be their spouse or, whatever. And my goal and my mission is not only to help others, but to attract, my own audience. And I just thank God that I really don't have to seek that. My message and my purpose is to already put that out there. Only God knows who my audience is, but I still have to do the work to get the message out. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for encouraging. Thank you for praying. And thank you for your continued support. Um, what I actually want to talk about to you today is fear, and how fear can really truly rob us from our destiny, and how fear can really truly, play on our minds, and how we can create things in our minds bigger than what they really are. Um, I have, a lot of times when you're going through struggles and when you're going through heartaches, like let's say, for example, you're at a job, and whether you were let go or whether you decided to leave, the point is that it didn't work out at the company. Your time was up, your assignment was over. So as you start to really move and follow Christ, you will run into a lot of temporary situations because, he has a purpose for those assignments. He has a season for those assignments. And what happens is that for a period of time, once that is complete, it is time to move on to the next task. It is time to move on to the next assignment. A lot of times when the same things, keep happening to us, I really do believe that yes, it is God that is speaking to us, and yes, it is God that, that's trying to get our attention. However, as a Christian, do not think that everything and anything is 100% of your fault. Because number one, as I stated to you before, that the enemy is a liar. And he will create possible scenarios in your mind that will make you think, well, what if this, or what if I don't do that? He indirectly creates these visions in our mind, things that hasn't even happened yet. So I think, for example, and I'll just throw out a scenario. I don't like driving long distances. Reason being, I think it has a lot to do with me getting my license late. And I literally freak out if I have to drive somewhere and I don't know where I'm going. I don't care if it's 15 minutes. I don't care. I literally will freak out. So as I mentioned in my other video, I had to go out to the courthouse and I had to get sworn in to become a notary. Well, long story short, I had to take a test drive. My friend was nice enough to, to take me down there so that I can kind of scope out and see everything. I'm actually kind of glad that I did that because I kept on playing back in my mind, well, what if there's no parking? What if it's this? What if it's that? What if I get lost? What if I miss a turn? What if I stay on? And all of these what ifs, long story short, I was in and out. It was such an easy trip and I was in and out. So lesson learned is do not let fear rob you of the things that you are trying to do. It is very important that when God tells you to go, you go, because he is with you and he will never leave you nor forsake you. And again, I'm not sure who this message is for. Number one, the message is also for me too. You know, when I speak these messages, they're also for me because I play them back. And I play them back over and over and over again because I have issues just like you too. It's just that because I've been through a lot and because I've had experiences in a lot of different areas in my life, now it's time for me to share that with other people and how they too can also overcome that as well. So the other thing too is that you know, anything could be a fear, whether it's your finances, whether it's, you know, coworkers that are bad mouthing you, whatever it is. Just know that no one can tell you who you are as long as you know who you are. That is first and foremost. Second, when you are spending that alone time in prayer and when you are reading the word and when you just, you know, sit back and close your eyes and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you, and you are turning off all distractions and you can physically hear him because God does not yell. He talks to us in a still small voice. So when you have that clarity and when you have that discernment, that gift of discernment, and when you know truly what God has spoken to you, truly what your next step is, no one can tell you otherwise. And this is why it is so important to spend that alone time with him. There have been times I've spent alone times with God and I haven't said not one word. Sometimes, you know, we do too much talking as humans and we need to really be quiet. And it is in those moments that we truly just need to sit still and physically, I'm talking about physically, do nothing. There are sometimes things happen and we do not know how to handle it. And one of the things I think that I'm going through is I am slowly but surely, I am coming out of my comfort zone. A lot of times, you know, things will happen and I'm like, okay, Lord, you know, this really seems familiar. But when he says that you were, you know, at your place where you should be and I had to take you through all of that just to get you to this level, then it's like, okay, I have to put that in perspective. Like there's a reason why things didn't work out. But see, in the meantime, the enemy will also have you thinking, well, you better watch that, or you better not do that, or, you know, you better not do this, because the same thing is going to happen to you back then as it is now. So I just wanted to tell you that you may be in a situation that may seem a little familiar, but if you are in or at where exactly that you were supposed to be, no devil in hell can tell you otherwise. And maybe, just maybe, one of the reasons why he's attacking you the way that he is because that's the problem. He knows that you are exactly where you were supposed to be. It's just like when you have haters and when you have people that are purposely trying to sabotage you, they're sabotaging you and they hate you because they see something in you that you want. That they want. Excuse me. So just do me a favor and then just really try to embrace the moment. You know, and like I said, this video is also for me too, because fear, it gets the best of us. You know, we are still human beings. And it is very frustrating because it's like you kind of have that feeling of somebody's pulling you back, but then you can just physically see God pulling you forward and telling you to just come with me, you know, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I have a couple of big projects that I am in the process of working on. Like I'm working on them right now, and it scares the living hell out of me. But I know that at the end of the day, I completely understand, you know what, it was well worth it. I had a fear about posting videos because all I could think about was, oh my God, you know, these people on YouTube, they're, you know, I've read the comments in the past. Not about me, obviously, but, you know, just on other posts. I've read comments on Facebook posts and things like that. But you know what? Let's be real. It's no different than what I go through now. So thank God for your affliction. Thank God for your controversy. Thank God for, you know, things not working out. Because I don't know about you, but I never want to be put in a situation that I'm not supposed to be in. I never physically want to be somewhere that God has told me no. And sometimes he will give us clues, and sometimes he will reveal the truth in us. But do not let fear rob you. And it is challenging because it is meant for certain things to happen to us as a learning perspective, but then at the same time you have to look at it where it's step by step by step. And the one thing I can also say about me is that I'm at where I'm at today because I had to do the work. See, God gives you the strength to execute. And people don't understand that. God gives us the ability to accumulate wealth. He's not going to physically just drop money in our lap. He gives us the tools and he gives us the power to be able to live out his will according to his purpose. So as I'm sharing this video, I just want to say that whatever it is that you have fears about, whether it's your finances or whether it's a relationship or maybe you think you're going to get fired or whatever the case may be, I'm going to share the same exact words with you that God shared with me, and that is stay connected. Stay connected to God. This is no time and no place to go astray. This is no time and no place to leave him. You are at the most critical point in your life right now, and you cannot leave him. Stay connected. Stay plugged in. Because he has something so beautiful and so special for you, and only for you. Do not let fear rob you. Do not let the enemy create all kinds of situations and possibilities in your mind that hasn't even occurred yet. Do not let him have the final say. It is God that has the final say. And it is very important, a lot of times, we can fall into those ruts and then we forget who we are. We forget that it is God. It is the blood of Jesus that has given us that power to live and to live beyond our means. I thank God for jobs, but he didn't create us to be a slave to somebody else. He created us to be leaders so that we can lead his nation.
True. That's right.
So I know that deep down inside I'm a leader. But I just have these fears because I'm doing things that I've never done before. But you know what? I'd rather do it, and I'm telling you right now, do it afraid. If you don't know how to do it afraid. This is a learning process. Never sit back and automatically think, you know what, I'll wait until I learn everything that I can and then I'll execute it. The enemy is a lie because you will never learn it all. You will never learn it all. Life is a journey. Things are changing. Things are revolving. You will never learn it all. So do it afraid. I don't care if you have a fear of, let's say a lot of people have a fear with going to the gym because, oh my God, I can't be around these people and these people are going to be looking at me. Do it anyway. Because you never know who could be there that may need to hear you or may need your touch. Do it anyway. You start off, even if you have to take a pen and paper and write down your fears. Write down the things what frightens you. Step by step by step. Don't you sit here and let this enemy tell you that you can't do this, or if the minute that you step outside of God's will, within God's will, take a leap of faith, don't let him sit up here and tell you, well, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and then he's creating these images and these visions in your mind. This is all to get you to be paralyzed from your destiny, to be paralyzed from your dreams. You have one life. You have one life. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's about being a leader and doing God's will and serving his purpose and teaching others to do the same thing. We live in a fallen world. It is God's will for all of us to be saved. But are all of us saved? No. But we have responsibilities as leaders. I don't care if you're not a manager at your job. I don't care if you're not the person signing the checks at work. You are still a leader. So if you are a born-again Christian, you are under God's authority. You're not under the world's authority. You are still a leader. And you cannot live out your full God-given destiny if you have these fears going on inside you. Take it to Him. Release it to Him. Because it is His burden. It's not your burden to carry. And as long as you are a Christian, you have the authority to enter into His Sabbath.
That's why we offer students new to college a risk-free period so you can
So believe me when I tell you.
get started at Phoenix.com.
Because I'm going to let you know right now that I'm not even where I'm supposed to be. And I got haters from A to Z. From PA to California to Fiji Island, whatever. I got haters all around. And I'm not even nowhere where I want to be at. Everything that you have been through has been a learning experience to prepare you for the next level. If you've never been through affliction, how the hell can you handle it? If you've never been through brokenness, how the hell would you handle it? If you've never been broke, how the hell would you handle it? You can't.
Dylan didn't mention it.
So I'm saying,
Search for it.
don't let your fears rob you. Don't let the enemy blind you. And I don't give a damn if you are a Christian. I know what God has spoken over my life. And you have to know it too.
Why would you do that?
So believe and declare that you are not going to live another day, another minute, another second being average. Believe it. Say it. I don't care if you have to type it out and message me. I want to hear it. Say it.
Responsible for Ian's disappearance. It's not a big deal.
And sometimes, we do fall into that trap of, well, I'm busy. I'll get to it, Believe it. So I just wanted to drop that line real quick. I'm over my time. And I just really hope that, again, you find the video to be very inspirational. Please share. Let's all stay in contact. Again, I'm just looking forward to, getting to know people, making new friends, because at the end of the day, people, they have to connect with you. We all have a story. Share your story. Don't let the enemy rob you. Don't let these fears get the best of you. Words are just words. And even I too have to remind myself of that. Maybe these things might have happened back then, but they're not going to happen now. It's different this time. It's different this time in the name of Jesus. And I want you to declare that, and I want you to receive it. Maybe all your relationships didn't work out, but guess what? The reason why they didn't work out was to get you to the very point that you're supposed to be at. A lot of times, we're meant to go through nonsense so that we can be grateful for what we are about to receive. You can't drive a car if you're not licensed. You can't practice anything if you don't study.
Yeah, but that's actually
So again, don't let fear rob you. Do it afraid. Because remember one thing and one thing only. The people who laugh, the people who mock, and the people who talk shit, they have nothing, absolutely nothing going on for them. Words are words. Keep it moving. Peace.